Hello, today's presentation will be about special educations and the different types of exceptionalities or disabilities presented by students and how we can use universal design to help them in their learning process. So I will start with students who present communication disorders. I have highlighted some of my notes to go through all this information. So students with communication disorders are students who basically present a problem developing language or any physical, cognitive, or social, emotional, and adaptive behavior. What we're looking here is also the help of a pathologist who will look into seeing what it is that is causing deficit for the student. The way we can help students with this type of or issues or problems is basically to help them with audio or text or visual representation, like PowerPoints work great for that, tape, oral, or dramatic performances. So basically what we're trying to do is, since they're unable to maybe learn in a regular classroom, we'll actually use a different method like the ones I mentioned to help them retain that information. Number two are students with emotional behavioral disorder. So basically, so we're looking at children who have an ability to learn, maintain relationships with other students. Also, there's a deficit or inappropriate behaviors and symptoms like depression or unhappiness. And this part right here is very important because this is something that we're going to be able to observe in the classroom as well. Students who are maybe depressed or don't have self-esteem. So that's a sign of fear, unhappiness, depression that can actually tell us that we're going to be needing to work along a specialist. The way we can help too is with technology and help them to monitor their progress or academic progress and basically help them or stimulate them to do better. Number three is students with students with ADHD. This one or this research helped me a lot because I understand that there are many students who are affected by anxiety mainly, and this does not allow them to pay attention. These students also are very disruptive. They always want to go to the bathroom, always want to go drink water. They don't keep friends very well in the social aspect of it because they're very disruptive, always want to talk or interrupt others, and this makes it difficult for them to keep friends. So the way we can help or use universal design for these children is to setting goals for them or trying to take them away from distraction by engaging them into being organized or being responsible, or taking away these distractions to help them focus. So these are some of the techniques that we can use to help children with ADHD. So basically, it's a hyperactivity of a student that doesn't help them in their academic performance. Number four is students with intellectual disability. So when it mentions intellectual disability, they're talking about the capabilities of problem solving. So if they're presented with homework, I can't do it. If they're presented with assignments, they have trouble understanding it. So there are significant limitations in adaptive behavior too, which includes the social interactions and in the learning process too. Reading, writing, self-direction. I took some notes on that too. So the way we can help students The way we can help students with these problems are by using technology. E-readers, tablets work very well, iPads, and basically what we're helping them with is to retain information, since they have problem processing problems. So what we'll try as in the classroom, I mean, is to actually have it interact or follow directions on a tablet or on the software. That way they can better understand what's being presented to them. So basically in the classroom, we'll have to set up a group or the students with the right tools for them to understand the material. Number 5 is social communication impairments. So basically this issue talks for itself. So communication impairment, problem is communicating with others. They perform very poor in the academic level, and they have, like it says in my notes, they have difficulties reading and understanding, expressing languages. So this will have a serious impact in the academic level if they don't understand what's being presented to them. So what we have seen so far are students with ADHD, anxiety. So these issues take them away from what they're supposed to learn, and therefore in their academic level they will have a huge change. So I took some notes on it, and the deficits in the areas are social, emotional, interacting with others, also adaptive behavior, in making friends, and a lack of interest too. They have an atypical language development, which means it's not consistent with other students who don't have this problem. So they will have more problems learning the language or sentences, writing, and language. So they will interrupt others. They will have problems focusing. So how the way we can help the students in the classroom, and this is something that I will be doing, is to try to refocus their attention. So what we can do on our part is actually change the curriculum to meet their needs, so they can actually excel in language. So we will use the state standards as well, but the lesson plan won't be the same as everybody else. We will change that based on their pace, on how the students actually learn it. So let's see. So it says right here, appropriate instructional pacing. So that's what I just said, that we'll go basically a little slower with them. So we'll watch for processing time, monitor responses, and give them a lot of feedback. Number 7 is students with hearing loss. This one is critical too, because at first I thought, how could you how could a person learn if they have problems hearing? Well, not all of the students are completely deaf. Some actually have a hearing loss. So this will be basically treated by a specialist to determine if their disability is mild or severe. So they will have or what I'm saying is that if the child or the student presents an issue with hearing, that doesn't mean that they cannot perform well. It just depends on communication and how the information is being presented to the student. So other than that, we can use tools to help them, and those are either techniques that can be done visually or by the use of it's called a type of communication that is used through dots. I just can't remember of it right now, of the name. Thought I had it. But so what they do is that they use touch or sign language too, in an effort for them to be able to actually learn the information being presented. Number 8 are students with visual impairments, including blindness. So students with these issues, basically, what I learned from it is that they don't have the same experiences as many other kids or students. So basically, what I'm saying is that a student who is able to see is able to have a different type of experience as the student who doesn't. So they can use their hearing or touch. However, they will be limited in how they can learn through regular interaction in the classroom. So we do have to use other methods, and some of them are also the touch dots, if they know that type of language. Let's see. So we'll have to help them in their mobility or how they get around the classroom as well. Yeah, Braille. That's what I meant first, to use that type of communication. Print audio tapes. So basically, with technology is how we can help students with visual impairment. So we will have to change the lesson plan, to meet the needs of the students. Now, the students who are gifted or talented are basically students who are brilliant, who can access information or copy information very quickly. So what we're saying here is that they perform at a higher level than others. Their social interaction is great, and also their academic level is great. Is basically gifted, so they're above expectations. The way that we help the students is actually by increasing the material being learned, because since they're gifted, they can learn or process information in a higher rate, then they will most likely perform exceptionally, meaning that we can increase the amount of information that is being given to them. Mommy. So overall, the special education taught me to help the students who have exceptionalities to thrive by having an individual or separate plan for them, in the same time that we have them together in the general curriculum. So meaning that we're not under IDEA, of course, we're not gonna discriminate any of these students for having a disability, but we will help or encourage or use the tools that are available to help them understand or the plan or the standards that we're teaching, and to thrive. So no child left behind. Well, this was my presentation on special education. Thank you very much.